if you look at the frustration that I have, and I'm sure this is shared by Southern Water colleagues and other people in the water companies, it's blockages. It's blockages that are formed from, whether it be fat, soil and grease, or wet wipes, or non-free peas, pea-poo paper. Apologies if everyone is having a pastry while I'm saying that, but you know, that's the stuff that actually does cause us blockages. And we have about 20,000 in EU on an annual basis. Last year we had just shy of that, which is great. We're getting there, but 20,000 blockages. And a large proportion of those are what we call soft blockages, caused by those non-bound to receive, is the statutory term that we would use, items getting in our sewer. And exactly like Steve said, we have this moral obligation, all of us, to actually stop that getting in the sewer, because it's costly for us to get it out, and actually it can end up getting into the environment. And last year alone, we reckon probably specifically with fat, soil and grease, that cost me about 800 grand, just on fat, soil and grease alone. But actually when you look, and a lot of you will know this, the fat, the oil, the grease actually acts as a glue within the sewers as well. So actually, I would say a big proportion of those 20,000 are not helped by the stuff that actually gets into that sewer network. And like many utility companies, infrastructure companies, we're looking at our asset renewal, trying to keep on top of that. It's a balance between risk, service, cash, performance. Do I want to be spending 800 grand on a squirt and flirt model, as some people describe it? And you saw one of our great units outside, our blockage warriors outside, with all the media boards trying to get the messages out there. Yeah, we'll do that because we've got an obligation to customers to clear the blockage and get the service back. But is 800 grand doing squirt and flirt the right thing that we want to do? And again, I would rather invest in the assets, invest in the asset renewal, and keep the pipe flowing, invest in my pumping stations, my maintenance, all that stuff's up my shirt. That's what I'm paid to do, not necessarily squirt and flirt for stuff that I shouldn't really be accountable for. So that's the key thing. I think we're obviously recognise that that's an obligation. We can't shy away from that. We would never want to shy away from that. Our customers who suffer those blockages have therefore lost that service, so we need to get that back as quickly as we can. So we have a reactive model, which is one of those units is a blockage model. We also have a City Flex model, which you may have seen on the road. That's about £250,000 each, fully loaded. We've got over 70 now of those on the park. And that's a first-time resolution model. So when we go, we respond, we clear the blockage, we camera, we make sure there's no asset defect, and then we move away. But actually those blockages reoccur. And the blockage reoccurs not because of defect on the sewer, but predominantly because of fat, soil, grease, wet wipes, or whatever that kind of behaviour is going on.